What is good? What is good, everybody? It is time for another Fair Shake review, and we're going to be talking about the brand new album from Logic, College Park. Yes, this is his first independent album, and I was pretty excited to see what this is going to bring because Vinyl Days definitely did seem like he was going to be going a little bit more towards a style that I enjoyed him on a little bit more often, and it seems like we still got a mix of the boom bap and more modern production on this one, but it definitely still feels a lot in the Logic realm of things, which is fine because I think that his production has always been one of the highlights for me, whether it is the boom bap stuff or the more modern take on hip-hop music, but we also got a little blend of some other things that he's dipped his toes in before. So let's go into this quickly. Cruising Through the Universe featuring the RZA is a trippy intro featuring him with a small reference to Wu-Tang Forever in the outro skit, informing us that we're going to be taking it back to Logic's come up. And since I mentioned it does dip his toes in some areas he went before production wise. It does start off with a bit of the acoustic guitar kind of feel that he had in Supermarket, but it swiftly morphs into a more hip-hop track with some trippy features to make it seem like, ooh, we're cruising through the universe. Then the next track, Wake Up with Lucy Rose. This is one of the singles, and just kind of about his mentality when he dedicated himself to rapping despite his harsh upbringing, and I freaking love it. Great track, great choice for a single. Lightsabers with C. Castro comes next, and it is I'd say the first fourth of the track, it pretty much like an interlude verse, kind of telling people to follow their dreams, while the rest is about how Logic went about chasing his success. Then basically Castro went through some trials and tribulations before he got back out of jail and linked back up with Logic and got to do what he was passionate about, trying to reach for success as well. So yeah. Number 4, Clone Wars 3. I think that this has just a dope verse about how Logic kind of looked up to and tried to emulate his favorites until he came to his own, despite how people accepted it. And then the skit is them ordering food before the show that night. Then Red Pill 7 is kind of a bit of a stream of consciousness rhyme that kind of leads to how he feels dealing with trauma head on through therapy instead of using drugs, and also just simply being dope at rapping. So it just kind of floats in between all those kind of things. Then we get to Playwright with Andy Hull. And this is a smooth joint with Logic kind of talking about how he simply lives his life rapping for peace, love, and positivity. Then Gaithersburg Freestyle with Castro, Big Limbo, Fat Trell, and Ade. Here it's just a cool posse cut, just full of fun bars with the all 5 of them on the track. Then Incipio as a quick rap about how you shouldn't judge why people get into the rap game, though Logic makes it clear that he did it for the art, and I love the beat for this verse. This is also something that he previously released beforehand. Then up next we got Self-Medication with Seth MacFarlane, Redman, and Static Selector. Like the collection of people here is just dope to me. But anyway, this one here is a track about how they love this rap junk like it's their own drug, and Redman kill it. Seth MacFarlane sings a beautiful bit towards the close to end before the song goes into the skit, and there they just pick up 6 for the show in DC. Up next, we end up getting we get Shimmy with Joey Badass, and here we got a really quick bass heavy track with an ODB sample, and it's a very easy listening jam. Like even Logic has to throw in the line, "Why I gotta rap like this to get y'all to pay attention?" But I mean, it's dope. It's just a track to make you go, "Hey, shimmy shimmy ya, shimmy no, ODB," and it's just a vibe. It's a vibe. And that makes it easy to jam to. Paradise 2 comes up with Norah Jones, and this is a track basically stating his mindset these days on how he does the music for his own amusement now. And Norah Jones just croons throughout and closes the track out nicely. And this one ends with another skit of a botched gas station robbery. So they're still trying to keep this little storyline that they're telling going through here. But I do quite enjoy it, and this was another one that was released prior to the full album dropping. Come On Down with Jordan Harris is up next, and it's just kind of getting to the imaginary Daquan who lived a tough life and is willing to sell his soul to change his life for the one he envisions. So yeah, because he wants a better life, you know. Up next we got Village Slum, which was a nice way to kind of flip things, because Slum Village Slum, that's what that is there. But this one here is a sobering song about how Logic views his alcohol usage as he grows up, and seeing how alcoholism and substance abuse kind of destroyed his parents' life. And then we get another skit where they have his friends kind of pressuring him to smoke some weed. So then we get into High Life, another single, which is just another relaxing weed song from Logic, though it's definitely not one that I'm into, because he's had some that I liked him, but there's also some that I just don't like, and this is one of those, even though this was also a single that had Jay and Silent Bob in it, so that was kind of a cool little collaboration there. Then we get 38.9897 degrees north, 76.9378 degrees west, with C. Castro and Big Limbo. This is College Park, basically, the longitude and latitude for that. But yeah, this is another track where the trio basically talk about how they worked hard to reach a good life, and then it ends with the skit with them finally reaching the venue. And I did like that track. Then Ayo with Bun B and Lil Keke, and Lil Keke is involved through the sample being used. Yeah, Ayo is a track about how he's shunning the hate, and kind of wanting to live in happiness. Bun B has a dope verse on it, and then it ends with a speech from the concert that the whole album has been leading to. And then the last track, Light Year, is a track about why Logic went mainstream to support his family, then to revert back to doing it for the art. And after a skit showing what occurs after following the show, there's a more acoustic outro with Logic singing, similar to the album began. And yeah, there's definitely a few on here that I don't come back to, Light Year being one of them, High Life, Come On Down, and also Cruising Through the Universe. Those are the ones that I don't really come back to. The rest I'm fine having on the playlist. So overall, it's a pretty decent album from Logic. The production is on point, and the integration of the skits aren't bad as a full listening experience. And I mean a full listening experience. But the lyrics on the tracks definitely have some decent bars from time to time, though some of the songs could seem too shallow to keep everyone's interest. But listening back to the album will probably be hindered with the attached nature of some of the skits, especially some of the longer ones. But as a fan, I still quite enjoy quite a bit of it. And I'm curious if he will continue to explore more artistic styles like he did in the Super supermarket album, since it seems like a creative direction he's kind of wanting to go, based off of what it sounded like at the end of Lightyear. But we'll find out. Some of my favorites on this project include Wake Up, Clone Wars 3, Gaithersburg Freestyle, Incipio, and also Shimmy. Those are some of my favorites that I go back to the most. But most of these songs I actually do come back to, because there's really only 4 on here, 4 out of the 17 tracks that I don't have on my playlist. So I'd say that's a pretty darn good ratio. So yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this project? If you've checked it out yourself, put your favorite tracks down. I'm curious what other people are thinking. So, you know, make use of that little comment box. You can also hit that like button. You can subscribe for more reactions and reviews. I do have a Patreon as well. If you're on the blog, just go to patreon.com/blipmaster5. Don't forget to check out the leader of the blog, Buddy Colt Miko, on Patreon. That way you can keep this thing going. We appreciate the support. Thank you to the ones who scrolled on the screen for supporting me personally. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Until next time, much love, peace.